gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN's Wing Nation here on Motor Racing Network, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. And yes, fill-in co-host here because Erin, bless her heart, Evernham.
She always gets the good assignments.
She is somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah, she's
Tuned
on
in,
a
I'm
beach.
sure, no doubt.
Life's a beach.
Yeah, so hi, Erin. I know you're tuned. Yeah, right. She's tuned in. My hind leg, she's tuned in. She's sitting there at some beach sipping on some drink.
Umbrella in it, I'm sure.
Umbrella in it, I'm sure.
Working on her tan.
Working on her tan. And here we are slaving away talking sprint car racing. Bless our
I guess
hearts,
that's
too.
not bad either, right?
No, that's not bad. So Ashley Stremme is alongside. Those of you that follow along with us, Ashley Stremme is our co-host of our Saturday show, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. So no stranger to us here at Wing Nation. But I know what I find amazing is some people watch Tuesday or listen to Tuesday and don't know we have a Saturday show. And some people on Saturday don't know.
There's a Tuesday
you
show.
guys do some on Tuesday too? Yeah, we do some.
And Thursday
and
now.
Thursday too, exactly. So it's great to have Ashley here along the way. And I believe Erin will return, providing the plane makes it back all right. She'll
She
return.
doesn't miss her flight.
Yes, and she doesn't miss her flight, which so it'll be good. So Ashley, one of the topics we've had, and Erin and I have had, is this youth movement in sprint car racing.
Yes.
This youth movement is so great. We've got so many exciting young drivers. In fact, this past weekend, the youth movement was on display when Lance Dewease won his 107th. Are you freaking kidding me? 107 wins?
Just at Port Royal.
Just at Port
Royal, yes.
So then
Wait, how old is Lance?
He's
40.
Yeah, he's not that old. Yeah, he's not that old.
But would you consider him youth?
No,
I mean, when
no,
I think
okay.
youth movement, I'm thinking the Sheldon Hahnchilds of the world,
well,
you know,
exactly.
or the
So,
Ryan Taylors.
well, it was much different down at Lincoln, down south there, because Brian Monteith won his
go.
57th win. So,
yeah,
I love the youth movement. I really do, but not so fast, youngsters. Okay, because there's some old birds that are still getting around the racetrack pretty good, too.
That's exactly
and I think that's the beauty of sprint car racing, where we're at now. If you don't like that the old guys are whipping up on the kids, well, stay tuned. The kids are going to whip up on the old guys. And if you don't like these damn kids whipping up on, well, just stay tuned, because our old guys, and that's the beauty of where we're at with sprint car racing right now. We likely later this year could have Sheldon Haudenschild and Lance Dewease running for $50,000 in the last lap of a race, and it wouldn't shock anybody.
No.
Isn't
It's
that
very,
exciting?
very true.
It's the great part about where we're at with sprint car racing. So not so fast, youngsters. Lance Dewease, and at least if you roll into Pennsylvania, Lance Dewease and Brian Monteith and those guys are still stepping up as well. Great stuff, and it is a great time in sprint car racing. And fortunately, we had some racing this past weekend. That's what we're looking for. Time to take a look at our classic ink and screen printing hot topics and our hot topics. Lance Dewease, Brian Monteith, and how about Ryan Taylor winning at Williams Grove?
Yeah, I don't know what was more exciting, him or his wife, Katie, on Instagram. Her Instagram stories were hilarious because she wasn't at the track. So.
Yeah, he wanted to go down there to shake the car down to get ready for port.
He did well.
Yes, he did.
I hope he didn't change anything.
Yeah, second best hair in all of sprint car racing amongst the guys in sprint car racing behind me. Okay, so Ryan Taylor. Blake Hahn, we're going to talk to Blake in a little bit. He won $13,000 at the Air Capital Shootout at 81 Speedway.
You know, he's picked up some pretty cool trophies along the way.
Yeah.
Now he's cashing
Grizzly
big
Bear,
checks.
Now he's cashing big. Yeah, the Grizzly Bear he won a couple of years ago. Not the trophy, the actual bear. Atomic Speedway Open, Cole Duncan picked up the win. Andy Forsberg, our buddy out in California, won at Silver Dollar Speedway. And Mitchell Fascinetto picked up the win in the Sprint Car Challenge Tours. They kicked off at Placerville. So lots of big winners out there and lots of excitement. And really now we get into full steam. Because
Finally.
a lot of tours are opening up this weekend now that we got Easter out of the way. So there you have
the
it.
snow. And the snow in Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
Craziness.
Well, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Race, and then it snows on Monday.
Race, snow on Monday, as long as it's Monday and
That's
not
right.
Saturday.
That's
exactly
right.
Or Friday. So there you have it. Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery. Hot topics. www.classicinkusa.com. Check those folks out for hats, for hoodies, for towels, for corporate items, for other sports teams, and of course, all you sprint car teams. You need to be getting your stuff at Classic Ink USA. There you have it. Let's step away. When we come back, Blake Hahn, he's going to join us next.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Sheldon Hahn. You're watching Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Great guest list on our Sage Root guest list today. Later on in the program, we're going to be joined by Lance Dewease. But joining us right now, fresh off from a trip to the bank, no doubt, cashing a $13,000 check after winning the Air Capital Shootout at 81 Speedway in Park City, Kansas. Blake Hahn is on the line. Hello, Blake. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going good. It's obviously going well for you. Congratulations. Tell us about that win on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you. It's still unbelievable. It really hadn't sank in all the way. You know, that's my biggest win in my career so far, and to be able to compete with that stout of a field lets us know that our car is really good this year. And we've known we've had a good car last few years, just not quite the luck. But you know, the crew chief I have, Dalton, he's back with us this year, and he just got this thing dialed in. It's unbelievable. We've had some really good speed this year and some pretty good results so far, too.
Well, nonetheless, rolling into this weekend for the Tony Stewart race down there in Texas, you've had some pretty unique trophies over the years. You've stood with Adam the Bear. You've had a wine bottle trophy. What are the odds looking like for this weekend that you might add a Texas Longhorn skull to your collection?
That would sure be nice, and, you know, it really helps having some confidence going into it. It seems like confidence is the best thing in sprint car racing, and, you know, we've had some really good runs at TMS, too, and it seems like our car is just always good there, and it's something my crew guy had mentioned. He said, hey, what about those trophies that they have there? I was like, man, you know, having this good of a car going into it, there's a big chance we could do it, and we really love going to TMS, and we love racing there, and being NASCAR weekend on top of it just makes it that much better.
Indeed, it is going to be a big weekend, that's for sure, at Texas Motor Speedway, the Tony Stewart Texas Showdown. And Blake, when we start a season, have you changed much on the team? And it's been a weird start because we'd race and get rained out and race and rain out. It's kind of been a herky-jerky start to the season. It's got to be comforting to get a big win right off the bat here and everything. Did you make many changes to your program as you worked from last year to this year?
No, I haven't. You know, I've been on JR1 race cars for the past 3 years now, and those things are unbelievable. Jerry Russell's doing something that's really good, and he's actually getting a lot of cars out there now. It's the same car Sammy's been running. I think Terry McCarl's in one now too. But, you know, with Jerry Russell's help and the Westmore powered engine, you know, this thing's a good combination. And we really haven't changed anything over the last few years. You know, there's things we've found that we like better than others, but other than changing stuff, we haven't changed anything. We've got the same motor program, the same car program, same wings. You know, last year we learned a big lesson at TMS. We had wrecked a car Friday night, and we had to put a different wing on, and we had went to the dish wing, and we realized our car was not very good on the dish wing, and we learned that all we need is flat wings. And other than that, that's pretty much the only change we've made, to really just stay basic on that and not change far from it.
You talk about the technical side, even just real quickly with the wings right there. I know Lucas Oil ASCS is your main plan for the year, but you dabble here and there with USAC, and you do the Chili Bowl and some other things. And, you know, as often as you can get behind the wheel, it's always a good thing. But how much does it help, you know, just being able to climb behind those cars, no matter what they are, completely different, just throw in different, you know, attributes at yourself and just learning along the way?
Oh, it's everything. You know, I ran a Power Eye midget last weekend at Oklahoma City for the Turnpike Challenge, and that was the first time I ran the midget since Chili Bowl. And jumping in that thing straight off of it, out of a sprint car, is kind of different. But, you know, like you said, it teaches you different things. And, you know, those midgets, you got to go full blast. And it's just like you're that close to chaos the whole time. And, you know, the sprint cars, it's kind of weird. You are, but you're not that close to the edge. But on the sprint cars, on the starts, it seems like everybody's just ready to go. And on the midgets, they're a little bit slower. So it seems like there's different stuff in each one, but it seems like I can bring stuff from the midget stuff back to the sprint car, and it helps us on both sides of it.
Fascinating. It really, truly is, to hear the differences between the disciplines and the type of racing. Okay, Blake, so you're 3, 4, 5 years down the road here running the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. You've had good results. You've won some races. What are the one or two things that you are working on, you are consciously working on this year, so that over the course of the long run, you can be knocking heads with Sam Haferteep on a regular basis, and maybe running for a championship with Sam and Wayne and Johnny and those guys? What do you, as you grow as a sprint car driver, what are you working on to put yourself in that spot?
Well, you know, it really helps if you set goals. And last year we've had our goals set to have some good finishes in the points system, and we didn't really have quite the results we wanted, but, you know, we reset our goals this year, and we know we can do it. But one of the main deals I'm really focusing on is just trying to be consistent. You know, Donnie Schatz, it takes him all year. He has pretty much top tens the whole time. You know, he has a bad night and he turns it into a decent night. And that's what it takes to be able to be up in the front on the championship deal. And I think if we can just be more consistent, you know, we don't have a lot of DNS. We do a really good job on the car, but we can just go out there and just try to pick off a lot of top tens and be consistently up in the front. I think that's what it's going to take to be able to compete with those guys. And, you know, they've been around for a long time. They know what it takes. And this is our 5th year now, and I feel like I've learned quite a bit, and we're just learning more and more and more, and be able to run with, like you said, Sam, Wayne, and Johnny week in and week out. Either if it's national or not, it seems like we're at the same track together. So it really helps me learn as a driver, being able to race with those guys too.
Blake, I really love what you said there. You've really got the mental game in place for what it takes to be a spectacular sprint car driver. And I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Steve said there. You know, that's your game plan for the next few years, but ideally, where do you want to have this career go? Is there a bigger picture for you?
Absolutely. You know, I mean, everybody has their goals. And when I was younger, of course, I wanted to go to NASCAR. But as I got older, I kind of realized the realistic part of it all. But, you know, I really enjoy the sprint cars, and not only just being able to race them, but things we get to do with it, being able to travel that much and meet the people that we do, and, you know, have all the fans we have. I'd really enjoy it if we'd be able to get to the World of Outlaw stage. But, you know, being based out of Oklahoma, it's a little tougher, but I've seen some guys do it, and, you know, get the right opportunities, it's possible. So I'm just going to try to do what we're doing with ASCS and just get our name out there and just keep going and try to get up in the front in the championship and tell these guys that we can do it and prove it to them.
Blake, you're an interesting character in your position and your family history. Your grandfather Emmett Hahn operates the ASCS Tour and co-founder of the Chili Bowl and everything. And I know that you really have focused on just being a race car driver. But when we have weekends like this coming up where Tony Stewart has jumped on, Christopher Bell's coming over and racing with you, there's going to be thousands and thousands of fans at the NASCAR track that are going to come over. Just as a racer, but also knowing the family business a little bit, how important and how impressive is a weekend like what you're going to have this coming weekend at Texas?
Oh, I mean, it's absolutely what dirt track racing needs. You know, it's those guys that are bringing the fans into it. You know, you get guys that are on asphalt, that's all they watch is asphalt, and they see Christopher Bell do really good, and they hear about him winning the Chili Bowl and running sprint cars, and so they get enticed to go check it out. And that's what we really need for sprint car racing. You know, it's been getting better throughout the years, but it's definitely it's on the rise.
On the rise indeed, as are you as well, young man. And we appreciate your time joining us. Congratulations on that big win Saturday night, and go see if you can get a Longhorn trophy this weekend.
I sure hope so, guys. Thank you.
There we go. That is Blake Hahn joining us here. And Ashley, you and I, we chatted a little bit before the show. Events like this weekend are so good for sprint car racing, where we're introducing our sport to a whole new group of people. There's a lot of Texas sprint car fans, but there's a lot of people that will be sprint car fans after this weekend.
That's exactly right. And it's so cool just to see this really happening and everything that it takes to make it happen. But I think it's genius. It really gets back to that grassroots racing, which NASCAR is really starting to push these days.
Yes, indeed.
So I think it's a spectacular move.
Great combination, that's for sure. So a tip of the cap to Emmett Hahn, to Eddie Gossage at Texas Motor Speedway, and Tony Stewart for lending his name to it as well. Let's step away. When we come back, we're going to talk to one of three wise men. Yeah, Lance Dewease. He joins us next.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken a checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASCS Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
Find Wing Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We have a tweet, and we'll tip our cap. It's going to be on our Saturday MAV TV show because it was Lance Dewease in Victory Lane with the hashtag 3 wise men. And I love it because Davey Brown, a Hall of Famer, Donnie Kreitz, a Hall of Famer, and Lance Dewease, a future, this year, Hall of Famer as well. And joining us now is one of those 3 wise men, fresh off from a trip to the Speed Palace Victory Lane. Lance Dewease is on the line. Hello, Lance. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, how you all doing? Thanks for having me on.
We are doing great. Congratulations on that win at Port Royal. Front row starting spot in the A main, but you had to pass some cars and move forward in the heat. Just kind of describe your night there at the Speed Palace.
Well, it was a kind of a tricky night. We weren't very good. We kept getting better every time we hit the track. The draw definitely went our way, but we started 6th in the heat and ran 2nd, so that kind of put us in a position to have a shot at the front row, which we end up getting. And, we just kept plugging away. The track was really smooth, really slick. This time of year, it's just so hard for these speedways because the ground's so wet. We had a foot of snow, then we had 2 days of rain. So you can have one place that's really, really wet and heavy, and that place that's slick just because, they just don't know how much they can handle, working the racetrack this time of year. It's very hard. All these racetracks that race up here this time of year it's very hard for them, to get great racetracks all the time.
Lance, I want to know, when you say, we didn't start off very good, I wonder how many drivers are giving you the eye roll when you say that, because it is amazing what you guys have done these last few years. What is it? I mean, talk about what it's like. You have a year like you've had these last few years, and then you're into the off season, and finally you're getting to hit the track for the first time. You say you quote unquote struggle at the very beginning of the night, but then you end up still parking in Victory Lane. You guys are doing some phenomenal stuff, but what is that off season like? How do you prepare for that first night out there, and what's going to set up the rest of your season?
Well, they work really hard over the winter. We're working on things that we thought were not great at the end of the year last year that maybe cost us some wins. We've we're going to try to stick to our scheduling better this year than we did last year. We kind of started racing a little bit more there early in the year, and I think that hurt us a little bit towards the end of the year. And it's hard. I mean, it was 6 months since I've been in a race car, so it's Friday night we had a really wet, heavy racetrack. We actually were really good there. I was really proud of the team and the car there because that's not our deal normally. And we had a really good race car there. Might have had a shot at Ryan Taylor, I don't know, but I was really pleased with how our race car was there. We didn't get to finish, but then we go to Port Royal, a place that we've been very good at, but we weren't very good. We kept getting better and better, as night. And a good bit of that's me. I caught myself in the feature not doing the right thing sometimes, and I slowed down a little bit too much for the lap cars. They just little mental mistakes, just from not racing. I felt like I made, but I'll go back and watch the video of it and see, where I made those mistakes and maybe things I could have done differently.
Lance, you talk about the mental game and you talk about getting behind the wheel. Physically, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, when you woke up, was there different? Did you feel different than when you woke up Friday morning after getting out and physically wrestling with that race car?
No, not really. Saturday night's track wasn't physically demanding. Friday night's track was, but we didn't run the whole race, so I don't know what I'd have been like. I've never been one that really gets tired in a race car. At my age, if this would have been 30 races into the year and I've been, racing every weekend, I would know it. But that's the nice thing about the schedule that we run. It gives me time to get refreshed. I don't beat my body all up and refresh mentally too. So, but right now, it's just, this time of year, the weather's just, it's rained again for 2 days now. And it's supposed to be cold again this weekend. I mean, that's the reason originally we were racing this weekend, decided to race last weekend because of the weather. So, it's just this time of year is tough for everybody. And just me, more mental mistakes, being in the car, not being sharp. That just comes with a couple more races. We'll have that figured out and dialed in, hopefully.
Lance, you have kind of what every driver wants, whether it's 30 races on the schedule or 300. You are essentially one of a few who can actually roll into the place and know that they're going to be winning, possibly in the top three if they're not winning, every single weekend. And you can't really find that anywhere else in the racing world right now, other than Donnie Schatz, of course. But what does that feel like for you personally? Is that an added extra pressure, or is that a boost of confidence when you walk into the racetrack?
I think it's a boost of confidence. I don't think there's no added pressure. That's what's so great about this race team. We've all been around so long. As we know, we could have started on the front row there Saturday night and not win. It could have happened. It will happen. And we know that happens. And if that would have happened, we'd got ready for the next race we're going to race and forgot about it. So that's what's so nice about this deal is, you have three guys that's been around a long time and two of us that drive and these things that know the ups and downs of racing. And so that's what makes this deal so good is the highs are high, but not super high, and the lows are not low, because we just know we've been doing it so long. We know you're going to have these ups and downs, and we just try to prepare for the next race, and that's what makes this deal so good. And running the limited schedule helps us with that. So that's another benefit we have maybe over some of the other people.
It is working flawlessly. It really is. It's fun to watch, that's for sure. Finally, before I cut you loose, you talked about the snow. More important than all of this weather has got to be hampering the golf game, Lance.
Well, that's what's really bad. I mean, we can't go out golfing. We do get play on the simulator here at work a little bit every once in a while. I have a very, very mean boss that, likes golf, but he don't let us hit golf balls too often in here in my old Donnie Owens. But no, this is a big week. This is Master Week. So, next to not racing, this is a big week for us. We got Masters to watch. If the weather was nice, we'd maybe go out and play a little bit. But, it's all turn. I need good weather to race and good weather to golf in. So, and then we have to fit in the regular job at times.
Oh, there's that too.
At times.
There's
just
that
just
too.
at times.
Lance, always a pleasure to chat with you. Congratulations on the win at Port Royal. I know we'll talk to you throughout the season, but thanks for the time here joining us today.
Hey, thanks guys. See you later.
There we go. Lance Dewease. Man, that is so good. Just that confidence, that comfortable feeling.
And it's cool to hear him say that it's just confidence because at this point, it kind of pays their bills, but it's just fun. It's racing. It's what racing should be about. That pressure's not there anymore. Just the love of racing.
Love of racing, that's for sure. We need to step away. More Wing Nation coming up in just a moment.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy, original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery at the track and on your back.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is proud to announce their feature exhibit for 2018, the Salute to Champion Brian Clausen. Open May 1st through October 1st. See the race cars Brian Clausen drove during his illustrious racing career and the trophies, uniforms, and memorabilia Brian amassed while driving sprint cars, midgets, Indy cars, and NASCAR. The Salute to Champion Brian Clausen exhibit, only at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Turn 2 at Knoxville Raceway.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Stevie Smith, and you're listening to Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Time to take a look at our Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. Today would have been the birthday of Greg Weld. Greg is the class of 1998, the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. He was the 1963 Knoxville Nationals champion, 1967 USAC Sprint Car champion, but with more than 100 sprint car wins in his career at 1970, he retired as a driver. He had $23 to his name that he saved from racing. He desired to make sprint car wheels better and Weld Racing, Weld Wheels, and then Weld Racing, one of our great sponsors, by the way, was founded, and now they are the leader in sprint car, drag racing, and aftermarket industry tires.
That's awesome. All from $23.
All from $2,300, no doubt about it. Greg died in 2008, but Greg Weld, birthday would have been today. Bud Tingelstad, coming up later this week. Andy Linden, Tommy Heinerschitz, Dick Linder. The Wild Child, Jack Heinerschitz' birthday Saturday, batting down the hatches on that one. Bobby Davis Jr., Frank Lockhart birthdays as well. Sprint Car Hall of Fame, that's www.sprintcarhof. Next week is the unveiling of the Brian Clausen Tower next Wednesday. So great stuff out at the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Actually, when we look at it this coming weekend, huge weekend coming up. MOA IRA King of the West start off. Mm-hmm. So we've got all of those guys and gals racing. We've talked about ASCS at Texas. The Outlaws are back in Phoenix for Saturday, or in Arizona Saturday night. All-Stars 2 nights in Ohio, and now Susky is running on Sunday, so we've got 3 nights of sprint car racing in Pennsylvania.
As long as Mother Nature decides not to roar her ugly head again.
We threw her out in March. Okay, it's April now.
That's right.
So it's April now. We're good to go. And the good news here is locally, my buddy Pete Walton's scheduled races here at USCS. Carolina Speedway on Friday night and Saturday night at Lancaster. So I will be tweeting my seat.
There you go.
From
with
some
sprint cars.
Oh, with some sprint cars. I can't wait to get to the sprint car track Friday night at Carolina Speedway where USCS is. The upcoming calendar as far as Wing Nation goes, this is presented by Aggressive Hydraulics. Thursday, our buddy from Racing Boys, Scott Traylor, going to join us on our Wing Nation Weekend podcast presented by Hepner Racing Products. And on Saturday, Linton Jeffrey. Your buddy.
My buddy, yeah.
Linton Jeffrey is going to join us on MRN Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. That's 8:30 and 11:30 Eastern time on Saturday. So big week coming up from Australia to Kansas to everywhere in between. We've got it covered. So I appreciate you filling in for
anytime. I love talking about sprint cars.
I know, it's rough. We had to twist your arm.
Indeed.
That's for sure. Great stuff, that's for sure, along the way. Hey, we do appreciate Blake Hahn and Lance Dewease joining us. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here on MRN's Wing Nation. Had a great time. Again, catch us this week along the way here across the board. We will catch you. And on Twitter at Wing Nation and our Facebook Wing Nation page as well. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. Wing Nation can be found on demand at MRN.com, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.